Hey, Bugman026 here. I want to thank you for stopping by and hanging out for a few minutes while we give Ruckus a going over. Now, this one is a very interesting figure. I was really happy when I found this one. And my good friend Jessica at my favorite Stop for Games and such, when I walked in the door, she ran up and started pointing, and she knew I was coming for that one. And thank you, Jessica. I appreciate it. Got me a Ruckus. I really like this guy. He is really crazy looking. He kind of reminds me of one of the dudes that, like on a Mad Max movie, he's always the one that's always, way out on the front bumper of the car or whatever, screaming down the highway, with his head out front, like just, fate come and get me type of guy. Really love his face. His face is fantastic. His entire head mold is really cool. You get around the back here, and he's got a lot of that manga look from the Japanese there. Really a cool looking figure. There's so much detail in this guy. It's going to take a long time to really soak everything in on this dude. Got the neat yellow eyes there. Has these armor plates with the spikes on it. That does restrict his arms. They won't go all the way up. It takes a little finagling to get them to go up just so high, but that's about as far as I can get them to go up. You can do a little bit more work and maybe get just a little bit more out of it. Of course, you can turn his arm over and get his arm and his hand above his head somewhat, but as for coming straight out to the sides, he's not going to come out much farther than that. I got a real cool collar going on there. Got that Elvis look, that big collar sticking out. Bunch of gas grenades and lines all over him. He's really got a lot of cool detail. Got the little black stripe around his arm there. They continue doing that. I'm really glad they keep doing that. This little hose here that's plugged into his back, it's got a little bit of flex in it. The other problem that he's got that's not a real bad one is just right here in this right leg, that belt that comes down over his hip. It kind of restricts how far up that you can get his leg. You can see there that it's kind of stressing just a little bit. You can't lift that leg very high, so that does kind of hinder him a little bit, and that kind of brings him down just a touch. But with all the spikes that he has all over him, I mean, he's not going to be wanting to kick much anyway, because he'll probably poke a hole in himself. He's got these really cool ski boots on. Spikes all over those. Spikes on his toes. You don't want him kicking you in the knee with that. That might let a little blood out. Might sting a little bit. Got real good posability other than just these three places. The head does really well. You can get some really cool looks out of him. He kind of looks like he needs to be scrunched over with his arms out, kind of hunched over, coming at you all skittery like. Just take a look from behind one more time. Really cool coloring on this figure. Bright orange and the bright blue. Cool little blue patches down here on the pants as well. I really like his paint job. And his harvesting tool whooping stick really matches him with the orange and the little teal color there. It's called the Splinter Strike. They're not naming these things easily for no southern boy to pronounce. I'd like to have something called, maybe just a hammer. There's a cliffhanger in the bunch, and an iron beak, and a frozen beak, but we have to have splinter strike. Yeah. It's a really neat one. Color coded so you know who it goes with when he puts it in the rack if he goes to dinner and, has to check it at the door. So there's Ruckus. Really cool action figure. If you find him, you might want to grab him. He fits in with all kinds of stuff. You can do all kinds of things with him. So, thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy your action figure. I'll see you some other time. Bye-bye.